nuts, more nuts, more nuts.
Welcome back, you guys. This is Jasper, and in today's video we're actually going over the top 5 changes that were introduced into the World of Warcraft with the release of Wrath of the Lich King. If you're enjoying the music today, it is brought to you by NiElsir and is called Ephemeral. But with all that being out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with the video today. One of the first big changes introduced with Wrath of the Lich King is concerning attunements, and this is not just for attunements for 40-man content, 25-man content, but it's even for the smaller bits of content, such as Upper Blackrock Spire. You no longer need the Adorn Seal of Ascension to be able to open up the door. The door is actually open for you as soon as you enter the instance. This is a big welcome change, I think, for a lot of people, just because for those of us that are vanity players, going after either achievements or items and pieces of gear that we never were able to get in classic content, this is a big welcome change because it's less of a hurdle that you have to go through to be able to put together a group to go see the older content or just experience it and go down a trip down memory lane. Reputation. So reputations haven't changed too terribly much in forms of how they work, but with Wrath of the Lich King they did add something new to make your lives a little bit easier. So what they did is they introduced a system called championing. So championing basically allows you to purchase tabards from the 4 major reputation factions: the Argent Crusade, the Kirin Tor, the Knights of the Ebon Blade, and the Wyrmrest Accord. And while you're running regular level 80 or heroic mode level 80 instances, you actually can gain reputation points for each mob that is killed while you have the tabard equipped. So that's going to really help a lot of people out a lot, especially for those that are grinding to Exalted to get all those nice little enchants and reputation items and whatnot from those factions. And the next change I'd like to highlight is concerning profession bonuses. These are mainly just going to be the gathering professions. So for any miners out there, once you hit your max rank in mining, you actually got a buff called Toughness, which increases your stamina. For any of the herbalists out there, you actually got a heal over time effect that you can cast on yourself or another party member. And for anyone that is a skinner out there, you actually got a nice crit bonus once you hit your max skill in skinning. And the next big addition to Wrath of the Lich King is concerning heirlooms or bind on account gear. This gear basically could be purchased through various different vendors within Dalaran for emblems of heroism, which is basically the Wrath equivalent of badges of justice, which is what we all are familiar with if you're playing in TBC. This gear could be purchased, and it could either be cloth, leather, mail, or plate pieces of gear that could be sent to not just the toon that you bought it on, but any other toon that is on your account. This gear is actually pretty unique because it actually leveled up with your toon. So whether you started using it at level 1 or even level 79, the stats would actually grow with your character. And in addition to that, this is what is a big seller for it, actually gave increased experience gains for any mob that could yield experience. So it's pretty nice for leveling alts. Some people are a bit on the fence whether heirlooms were good or not, but I think for anyone that is going to be leveling up an alt and Wrath of the Lich King, this is going to be a big time saver for you, and it's definitely worth the investment of the emblems of heroism. And now for one of my personal favorites, achievements. Achievements were introduced in Wrath of the Lich King, and it is something that I feel really helps the progression of your character. It gives you goals, it kind of helps you see what you're missing in some regards. It is a nice bit of access to kind of customize your character in terms of some of the titles that you can get. Later on it was introduced to be able to give mounts and other various different types of things, but it's something that really keeps you playing the game when you're not just raiding or not just PvPing. It gives you something to work towards, and that is something that I feel has been lacking in Classic and in TBC, because once you're raid locked and whatnot, you're just kind of farming, so it doesn't really give you much to work towards. But with the introduction of achievements is something that is just going to be a nice, welcomed, flavorful change in Wrath of the Lich King. But that is the end of the video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. There's a lot more stuff in Wrath of the Lich King to talk about in terms of changes, but I just wanted to highlight the top 5 that I found to be the most interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, and even subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be putting out another video within the next 5 or 6 days. And until then, I will see you guys soon in the next one, okay? Peace.